Hi. This video is going to be about a chicken coop I made. A disclaimer. The basic design of this chicken coop I copied from a company called Carolina Coops. Carolina Coops is awesome and I highly recommend them. If you're not a do-it-yourselfer, they will send you a kit that you can just screw together, or they will come out and build this on your property for you. And I understand they're going to be selling plans soon. I had to do this myself. It is nowhere as nice as theirs though. They are true artisans. I highly recommend them. Okay, that's my disclaimer. I copied somebody's plans. Let's go look at the coop. The basic coop is 16 feet long and 6 feet wide. I started out by putting in a foundation of cinder block. So I dug out a squared out trench in a rectangular shape, making sure the corners were square. I packed some of the excavated earth into the cinder blocks, into the cavities of the cinder blocks, and then I put the cinder blocks in on end into the trench. So they're buried about, 13, 14 inches down. I made sure the whole thing was level. And then I put on a bottom plate, I think it's called, of 2x4 pressure treated wood, painted. So the rest of the timbers are, they're primarily fir 2x4s. There are some 2x6 for blocking, and some plywood for the hen house and the rafters. And there are some 2x3, stuff like that, but it's mostly 2x4s. The roof is made of metal. And kind of cool, I manipulated this company, used their rules and their promotions and a little loophole, and I got this whole roof, including the center cap and all the screws, for less than $70, which is amazing. So this coop has the basic primary run and the hen house. So the first thing I want to show you is the hen house. This is the hen house. It's 4 feet deep, 6 foot wide. Okay. This is the roosting bar made from 2x3 lumber. Pops out if you want to clean it. I took off the top corners with a manual hand planer. Thought it'd be nicer for the chickens. There's a similar bar right here. This is for transitioning into the egg hutch. I have the egg hutch blocked with cardboard at the moment. These black flaps are just for additional privacy when they're laying eggs. Okay, the liner of this coop, I had an extra piece of roofing. And I took a rubber mallet and I smashed all the seams down and made it relatively flat. I cut the roofing and bent it so that it lines the entire floor and comes up, 6 or 7 inches. I stapled it to the walls and to the floor, and I capped it with this wood so they don't injure themselves on the edge. The medium in here is hemp or hemp hurd. It's an amazing substance. It's super absorbent. And it enables me to do what's called the deep litter method. The chickens will do like 90% of their defecation on this roosting bar. Okay, and this hemp just absorbs it. It's like you're doing aerobic composting right within the hen house. And I shouldn't have to clean out this hen house for 12 to 18 months using this method. All 4 sides have tons of ventilation. It's important for chickens to have lots of ventilation, and I'll show you how this works. All these doors have plexiglass, so they allow tons of light into the hen house, yet I can block any winter winds from chilling down the chickens. And in the summertime, I can pop this open and give them lots of ventilation. And there's hardware cloth in the back, so predators cannot get in. Okay. These access doors are normally closed, and they also have these ventilation panels that flip up, built right into the door. I think that's pretty cool. Okay. This panel flips down like a tailgate on a truck for cleaning out the hen house. So I can wheel a wheelbarrow right up here with this gate down, and I can draw out the waste with a rake, just a couple minutes, and I'm done. This hole over here goes to the primary run, which I'll show you in a moment. But right now, I'd like to show you the egg hutch. This is the egg hutch. You can see it opens from the side. A lot of people will have the egg hutch open from the top. As I understand this, it can scare the heck out of chickens because they're inherently very fearful of aerial predators. So, from the side. This is a 2-gang hutch. The medium that I'm going to put in here is going to be straw. They shouldn't defecate in here at all. And so the straw makes a really nice medium for laying eggs. This also has a carabiner here that I can put on to keep any really smart raccoons from getting in here. To get into the primary run is this door. It's on spring hinges. So if you forget to lock it, it will shut on its own. This also has a carabiner. To get locked inside, there's a string you can pull to get out. All the walls have this hardware cloth installed. This is 1/2-inch hardware cloth, welded, galvanized, and dipped in black vinyl. It is connected to the coop using 1 1/4-inch stainless steel pneumatic staples, which should make it very secure. You can see the hen house is elevated off the ground. This means the chickens have access to the full 16 feet of run, which is nice. This is the hole coming out of the hen house I showed you before. They come down this ramp to get down here. Under the hen house is the bathing area. I got one of these cement mixing basins at Home Depot, and I buried it into the ground so they have a smooth transition. The medium inside this dust bath has 4 components of equal volume. You have native soil, which I got from excavating for the foundation, and I sifted it through hardware cloth. You have ash from the wood stove, which I also sifted through hardware cloth. You have coarse sand, construction sand. And the last part is food grade diatomaceous earth. And I mixed those all together real well, and there is their dust bath. As we move down the coop, you can see I installed some vanity mirrors. This should be fun, so the chickens can see themselves. And we enter the dining area. These are called candy cane feeders, made from 4-inch drain pipe. I have caps on there I can pull off and put the food in the top. The food comes down, goes through a 45 and then a 90 into this 4-inch drain spout adapter. And this is nice because the chicken can get their head in there, but because of the design of this adapter with flats on it, they can't really pull the food out or put their head side to side and send food all over the place as they tend to do. I'm going to have 2 caps like this, and these will have grit for the chickens. Okay? I will put a video in the bottom to you can go to. I'll put a link down there to the best I find video on making these candy cane feeders. This is the water bar. This may look like a 4-inch water bar. This is a 4-inch drain pipe you're looking at, But the 4-inch drain pipe is acting like a jacket. And inside this 4-inch drain pipe is a 1 1/4 inch PVC pipe, and that's the actual water supply. In the void between the walls of the 4-inch pipe and the 1 1/4, I put foam insulation, the rubbery kind, and I put thin slate over that. The 1 1/4 has 4 T's, okay, that come off of it. And I capped, drilled holes, and put the water nipples into the caps. And what a lot of people do with chicken coops is they'll put a rubber water bucket in there, and the chickens will kick dirt in there and defecate in there. Well, with this system, they can't defecate or kick dirt into here, so you don't have to change it out daily. And the chicken just comes up and hits these water nipples. They're stainless steel, and water comes out. And one unique thing about the system for freeze protection, I have a high-tech heat cable that runs from this end all the way down to the supply line and up to the supply tank. And when I say high-tech, it can just spot heat where it's needed. So if it's freezing here, it'll turn up the heat here and leave the rest at low heat. Or if it's freezing here, it'll heat up there. The thermostat is in a box right there outside. Okay. And the supply line goes out to this supply tank, which I'll show you next. This is the water supply tank. This may look like a 50-gallon supply tank. You are looking at a 50-gallon tank, but the 50-gallon tank is acting as a jacket around a 30-gallon tank inside. It's much like the water bar. And in the void underneath and on top and on the sides, I sprayed in foam insulation. That's what these silver dots are. It's silver tape covering the access holes for the insulation. Okay. I have a gutter on the south side of the coop. Comes down and water drops down to this 3-inch 45-degree PVC pipe. I cut a 45 and I put screen on here and a pipe clamp. 45 is the best angle for deflecting debris. The water then travels down, goes into the tank. I can also pull this cap off, say it's hasn't rained for a couple of months, as we tend to get here in the summer, and I can put a hose in here and fill it up manually. And then there's an overflow that goes out to a camellia. Okay. Okay, on the outside of the coop, I've installed a skirt of hardware cloth. It starts at the base of the coop and goes out 2 feet. This should prevent any predators from digging down underneath the wall and into the coop. Now, should they breach this hardware cloth, which I doubt they will, they're going to encounter this cinder block foundation, which again goes down 14 inches. I also have this 2-foot skirt around the secondary run, which I will show you next. The secondary run is basically 12 by 13. I installed these poles. This is a center pole, and then there's poles on the outside. And these are the cross members for chain link fencing. And I pound them in. I use a pipe reducer on the top to make a nice even top on them, and I pound them in. And then I connect the fencing with this galvanized wire. And again, there's a 2-foot skirt all around the secondary run. Okay. I have some prunings from a pear tree of mine, and I decided to make them a little roosting bar that they can hang out here during the day. There's also a hazelnut tree growing in the middle of this run. Over here I have what's called a grazing box. Most people build these out of wood. I chose to use brick. and there's hardware fencing on the top. You can see I have 5 boxes that incorporate this. And the idea is that you can put plants in here. They'll grow up through the hardware cloth, and the chickens can just graze on the tops, but they don't actually kill the plants. They can't eat them to the ground or pull them out. So there's this perpetual bed of greens for them to access. I'm gonna put barley and clover and things like that in here. Okay, for access to the secondary coop, I have this automated chicken door. And there's many companies that make automated chicken doors. I chose to use Chicken Guard. Okay, and this is pretty slick because it has a photocell built into it, which means you can make this door come up when the sun comes up and go down when the sun goes down, or you can use a timer and have it go up 10 a.m. say and down 10 p.m. or you can do a combination of the two. I think what I'm going to do initially is have the door come up when the sun comes up, and then go down, I don't know, say a half hour after the sun goes down and the chickens are inside. And this is pretty cool because when the door is fully seated, these little wings pop out on the bottom and secure the door, so if a predator got into the secondary run, they couldn't pull this door open. I'll show you. Okay. This is gonna have a door just like on the primary coop. I haven't made, I just have to paint it, put hinges on it and install it. And today's project is gonna be putting aerial netting over the whole top of this. You can see I have these heavy duty wires that go from the center pole to the outer poles. And the aviary netting is going to sit on top of that and then be stapled to the coop. And this will keep hawks from diving in and killing the chickens. Okay, these are the 3 future inhabitants of the chicken coop. These little ladies are about 3.5 weeks old. You can see they're getting feathers on their wings and on their tail. And as soon as the feathers cover their neck and head, they can go out to the coop. That one chick is on top of an electric brooder. This electric brooder mimics a hen, a female, a mother hen. And they primarily sleep under that. It provides heat at night. Okay. They got food out here, water, grit, and in the corners, their little mini dust bath. Okay. Now in the past, I've had chickens of different colors, like a black one, a red one, a gold one, and I give them names like Red, Goldie, or Blackie, but these chickens are all Buff Orpington, and they're all the same color. So I'm thinking to name them Omelet, Sunny, and Scramble. Just, thinking about names. Anyway, here they are. Bye-bye, chickies. A chicken farmer took a walk out on his farm one day. He falls by the coop as he went along his way, when all at once a rotten egg it hits him in the eye. It's the slightly dreaded chicken in the sky.